Welcome to this video on using hotspot interactions in Articulate Rise. So I'm back in my setting up your Outlook calendar microlearning course, and you might remember in there we added in an image of my Outlook calendar. Now it's not very interactive, that one, so I'm going to change that and put a hotspot interaction in there so that I can get the user to click on them and find out a bit more information about the Outlook screen and things they might be able to do rather than just have an image on there. So what I want to do is delete that block, and then I want to use the plus sign to open up my block library, and I want to be in interactive. And in interactive it's labeled graphic. That's what a hotspot is called. So I'm going to drop in a labeled graphic, close that block library down, and I get this nice visual there, an example that I can see. So just like any other block, I've got at the right hand side I can move it up and down, I can delete it or duplicate, and on the left hand side there I've got the pencil to edit. I can look at the way it's set up with the brand palette, and I've also got my format option as well. So when you hover over anything, you've got content, style and format. So let me just click on format first so you can see, just like any other block, I've got padding, so I can have top and bottom. I can have no padding in there or just have some in there. I've got an image width, small, medium and full width, so I'm just going to change that to small so that we can see what's going on. And I've got a marker colour option, so if you have a specific brand colour you can change that, or if you just need it to look a little bit different because it's going to blend too well into the image that you're going to use and you want to really have those markers pop out so people are going to click in the right places and find out the information, you can go in there and change the colour to be anything you want it to be, and you can see immediately there they've changed colour. So I'm just going to leave them as they are at the moment. Style, if I go into style you can see I've got those colours, and if you do have brand colours in there you'll be able to see them in that colour section. And then if I just click on the pencil, I'm going to edit. Now what I want to do first is scroll down and click on edit at the bottom, and this is where I'm going to upload the image in there. So I've taken an image of my calendar and I'm just going to add it in. So I've managed to get my image in there. What I can do if I click back on edit is, if I don't have an image and I just want to use one from the content library, I've got that option. I can also crop my image and I can add my alt text in here, or I can come back and do that later. It's up to me. So some really nice options. Then what I've got on the left hand side there is I've got my markers. Now if I click on that left hand side and click on one of them, you'll see the information that's hidden behind them. So if I click on that one there, you can see it says item 1. So this is where it's going to be my title. So it's going to be calendar blocks, and then I've got some text in which I can obviously delete out and put calendar details. Type it correctly. When I do select over, you'll see I do have some nice formatting options to change colour, bold, italic. I can have bullet points in there. I can have links in there if I want to link out to something else. So you've got loads of really nice options, and that's going to pop up and appear when that user clicks on that marker. You do have the option to change the marker style. Now if you want to walk someone through a process and you want them to click on specific markers in an order, you might want to use the numbers. But you do have a number of different options to play around with as well, including a little sort of marker, location marker, which you might see on a map, a plus sign, a question mark, a tick, loads of different options to play around with. You can also upload media and audio into that marker. And if I just come out of there and click on the second one, I can obviously go in there and change this as well. So for this one, I'm going to say it's time zones. I'm going to marker style it and put 2 on there so it's nice and easy. And if I come out of there, what I can do is I can click on it and drag it to whichever part of the image I want it to be at. And once I've done that, I can again go back and do anything I want to do, or I can click on close and come out, and you can see there I have my 2 markers in that brand, in that colour that I selected. And if I click on them, you can see calendar blocks, calendar details. Obviously I didn't put a massive amount of information in there, I just want to show you how it works. And I can click on the actual other marker, or I can use these arrows, which is why it's really important to put them in the right order. Especially if people are going to use these arrows, you want them to see them in the order that makes the most sense. If I want to make any changes, I'm going to go into the content, and I can just go in there and obviously delete or add new markers in. And I can just add those markers in by clicking anywhere on my image, and you can see a new one's popped up, and it's giving me a blank card on the left hand side to add all that detail in. I can update everything. Again, choose my marker style. I'll put this as number 3. I'll put this as test, and come out, and you can see it might pop it in a slightly different order, but again, this is free, so I'm going to click and drag it down, because remember that when users click on those arrows, they're going to see them in the order that you have them on the left hand side. So it's really important that they're in the right order. Just click on it and drag it up and down to whichever location you want it to be in. And again, if I click close, you'll see I've now got 3 hotspots on there. So really, really nice way of working. Now I have got that in there, I can click on style, remember to look at the colour stuff, and then if I do format, you can see I can just make this bigger if I want, or even full width if I want to. It's a bit in your face there, so I'm just going to drop back to small, and obviously I can change the padding if I need to, just like any other block within Articulate Rise. So do use these, they are really useful to pull a lot of detail in, and I like to use them when I'm just demonstrating how to navigate around the screen and which parts people might want to go to do certain functions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what videos you'd like me to record next.